this is Donny Lowy from CloseoutExplosion.com. Today I'd like to discuss with you the concept of dealing with a middleman in the wholesale business. Now, the term middleman, of course, refers to a party that acts in between the buyers and the sellers of the merchandise. Now, there are times you need to use a middleman, and there are times you want to avoid using a middleman. You want to avoid using a middleman when you can easily find the source, or if you put enough effort, you can find the source and the owner of that merchandise. On the other hand, you do need to use a middleman when the owner of that merchandise doesn't want to deal with individual resellers. For example, imagine Calvin Klein has a very large closeout of dresses and suits. Now, Calvin Klein wants to liquidate 20,000 dresses and suits, but what they don't want is they don't want to be on the phone with 300 different stores, and each store is looking to buy 20 dresses, 10 suits. They'll have different questions about the sizes, about the colors, about the styles, on how to buy. Calvin Klein is just looking to get rid of that large quantity. They'll hire a middleman, or they'll look for middlemen who will represent them and actually sell the merchandise to the end user. So there are situations where you'll have to use a middleman. Now, if you are going to use a middleman, make sure that the reason you're using his or her services is because you don't have an alternative, because you either have an exclusive on the merchandise, or they're representing a source of merchandise which you yourself cannot obtain unless you use their services. Now, when using a middleman, be aware that the price is going to be higher than the owner of that merchandise would sell themselves, because the middleman has to make their money. Now, ideally, you would like to use a middleman who's not going to charge a markup on the merchandise, but instead is going to get a commission from the seller of the merchandise. In the example of Calvin Klein, if the Calvin Klein would tell the middleman, for all the suits and dresses you sell, we're going to give you a 10% commission, that's a better deal than if Calvin Klein said to the middleman, we're going to charge you $30 for the suits, we're going to charge you $18 for the dresses, and now you have to make your own markup. Because in that case, you're going to be paying more than what you could buy it for if you went directly to the source. Of course, in that situation, you could not go directly to the source, but there are times when, if you put enough effort or you had a connection, you would be able to get to the source. So the bottom line is, there are times to use a middleman, there are times when you don't want to use one, and there are times when you'll have to use them. So what you really want to make sure is that whichever route you take is that you're buying merchandise at a cost that'll still allow you to make money, cover your expenses, and have a nice profit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please visit my website, CloseoutExplosion.com. Thank you and have a great day.